Mr. College Football. I'm your host, JG3, alongside me, Holden.
What's up, guys? Big week coming up. Last week was great. A lot of upsets, a lot of great games. And let's get right into week 6. Let's start off with takeaways from week 5. Our first game, 14 Ole Miss beat 7 Kentucky.
That was a good game. I mean, Ole Miss, they have a really talented offense, and Lane Kiffin went in there knowing that, and he put Dart to work and took care of business being Kentucky, and everybody knows Kentucky should not have been ranked 7th.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss is definitely better than 14.
I'm just gonna add on to that. I think a lot of people were like, Kentucky. At first, people were like, Kentucky's the team, and then they started realizing okay, why is Kentucky 7? And I think Ole Miss was surely the better team there. Let's get into our next. I guess we can kind of go 3. Texas A&M loses. They were coming back. Big loss.
Mississippi State.
Oh yeah.
2 different teams.
That's my bad, guys. 18 Oklahoma, 2 losses in a row now, and I think they're out of the top 25 after that one. TCU, UCLA both, and then UCLA upsets Washington.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
Close game. Late night Saturday. It was good.
So, both these teams are undefeated still. I don't know if Mississippi State.
No, they're not. I don't
But
think.
yeah, so it was a good week last week. A lot of good games, but there's just kind of a few ones I grabbed. So biggest jumps: Ole Miss now touching top 10, Kentucky out of the top 10. All these non-ranked teams: TCU to 17, UCLA to 18, and Kansas to 19. So good to see all these teams ranked. I feel like Kentucky should have dropped more.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're still 13. I think they should be out of the top 15.
I mean, they made the game competitive with Ole Miss, so I mean, but yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they only dropped 6 spots there. So let's go to our first game of the number 1 Alabama versus Texas A&M. And it's unranked now.
Upset alert on this game.
That is true from last year.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
Yeah, this year again, Bryce Young is not playing in this game. He can't. He has he has an injury, and I saw this random stat, but what's Texas A&M's coach? Can't remember. Oh yeah, Jimbo Fisher. This weekend is his birthday weekend, and every the past 4 years, he's upset on that weekend.
Wow, that is a lot of things
it's
to
random,
point towards a potential upset. So are you picking Texas A&M?
No, I'm just saying.
I'm not either. And if you guys don't know, Bama is back at 1. Georgia almost lost. Let's get into the. So I think we both have Alabama there. Georgia almost lost to Missouri last week.
Yeah.
So they got moved to only 2, but I don't know. I don't really understand the college. I don't really understand the committee. I get you move Alabama, but I mean, it's just weird to me.
Yeah.
Ohio State's still at 3. Why is Ohio State not jumping Georgia? That's my question. But less about that. Let's talk about versus Auburn this week.
I got Georgia. No.
I got Georgia too, but I used to, because we talked about the last couple weeks, Georgia was the scariest team in the nation. Last week they showed up. Last week they showed out that they could get upset by some random team. Auburn's a lot more likely than Missouri, but
maybe, yeah.
I think Georgia's will be chilling this week. 3 Ohio State, at now unranked Michigan State, which fell from all the way.
Terrible this year, I think. They're not good.
Starting off, were they in the top 10 at one point for a little bit, right?
I don't know quite as top 10. But they could have been. I'm not sure, but they
did
down. Start high.
Yeah, they keep falling. So
yeah, I got Ohio State in.
I think Ohio State's chilling. Michigan State does have talent to pull off the upset, but I have Ohio State here as well. Let's go with number 4 Michigan at a struggling team, Indiana.
Michigan and blowout. Not much to discuss, I don't think.
Yeah, if it's close, Michigan might fall. It's like that embarrassing, kind of like the Missouri-Georgia thing. So it's been an easy win for Michigan. Number 5 Clemson at Boston College.
Clemson.
I got Clemson as well. Boston College, no chance. So the next one, number 6 USC versus Washington State.
Interesting game here, I think.
I do too. I think a lot of people freaked out about USC touching top 6 now.
Washington
They're
State.
They're that close to top 5.
They should have beat Oregon earlier in the year. They choked that game
100%.
away. I think Washington State is an underrated team, so it could be really close.
I'm gonna go strong here and say Washington State's gonna upset here.
Really?
USC is bound to get upset by it's coming. Everyone knows that.
First year head coach for Lincoln Riley at USC, so you never know.
So I have Washington State.
I got USC.
It's gonna be a close game, I think, either way.
Yeah,
so I think that'll
could be
be
good.
Try and tune in that one on Fox at 7:30. Let's get our next number 7 Oklahoma State versus Texas Tech.
Oklahoma State is that team this year.
I think Oklahoma State.
they're way.
I don't know
better
why
than
they're under
talented,
USC.
But I got Oklahoma State.
I got Oklahoma State here as well. Texas Tech will put a big fight. I think we could see a close game, but we'll see. Texas Tech has competed against a lot of tough teams this year, so that's part of the reason they're probably not ranked. They have lost a couple of those, but they've put up a lot of good fights. Number 8 Tennessee at now number 25 LSU.
I think
Is this where
could be
Tennessee we start
close.
seeing some of the weaknesses of this
No, I don't
strong
think
team
so.
this year?
I think Tennessee, like Hendon Hooker, their QB, he is insane, and I think they're going to continue doing well, and I think they'll beat LSU.
I'm not going to pick LSU here. I do think it's going to be a good, close game, though, and I think LSU definitely has potential and the skill to upset here, but I don't know if they will.
Yeah.
But they're going to LSU. It's going to be a tough environment. So let's go to our next one. Now, top 10, number 9, Ole Miss at Vanderbilt.
I got Ole Miss. Vanderbilt at the beginning of the year did show that they maybe
That's
were
what-
good, and
that's
like they
what I
got
was
a
gonna say.
good offense, but I still think Ole Miss will win right here.
Yeah, I'm going to take Ole Miss here as well. I had a strong week against Kentucky last week. You know, Kentucky was overrated, but Ole Miss is looking like a good top 10 team right now. So, for the next one, number 11 Utah, now ranked at number 18 UCLA. A big win against Washington last week. Now that makes you think definitely a possible
I
10-win
think
upset.
just because it's at UCLA, I'm going to take UCLA in this one. They got momentum on their side.
I'm taking UCLA here as well.
Really?
I think this is UCLA just did just against Washington. Like I was surprised personally. I was like, oh, I didn't know UCLA. You know they are undefeated still. And I was like, I mean they're good, but so we could beat Washington. Washington did really well that week before.
UCLA's, I can't remember who the QB is, but if you saw him versus Washington, he was cooking.
Yeah.
I think he
Oh,
can
yeah.
continue against Utah.
He has a highlight reel just in that game alone. So
Yeah.
I think we both have the upset here. UCLA. It's gonna be a close game though. For our next one, number 12 Oregon at Arizona. I think they're debuting these uniforms, if I'm correct.
It could be.
So
They're looking nice, but
yeah, these are the uniforms you guys are wondering Oregon's wearing this week.
I got Oregon. I maybe could be close, but I don't see it being that
I
close.
got Oregon as well. It is very interesting. You now have 3 Pac-12 teams in the top 12.
Yeah.
And a couple weeks ago, we thought there was no way with Utah losing the.
Well, it's because every
Utah
year,
and
like
Oregon.
Pac-12, always just beats themselves up. One team will do good, and then they'll lose to another Pac-12 team.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I think Oregon will take the Pac-12
Over Utah or UCLA,
or USC.
or USC.
What are you saying?
Well, what's UCLA ranked right now?
18.
Wow, the Pac-12 is. Looking
I know.
nice
Pac-12
right
for
now.
some reason. They do this every year though. I mean, maybe more this year, but they always look bad and then they start coming back. So I think we both have Oregon in that. So number 13 Kentucky versus Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
And my South Carolina.
Your
I'm not actually a fan.
preseason
I love
playoff
Spencer
prediction.
Yeah, I love Spencer
I mean,
Rattler.
not like they have any chance anymore, but you still gonna ride them through this game.
I'm gonna ride them completely through this game. Kentucky just lost. Kentucky's on this down, they're just oh my gosh, this is what happens. Teams just lose twice in a row. They get moved out of the top 20, they just get booted because it's stuff like this. This is where South Carolina and Spencer Rattler's gonna be like, okay, let's just kick them out.
Well, I think Kentucky's mad about last week's game. They're come out and just humble
Kentucky
South
better-
Carolina.
Kentucky will not be top 10 the rest of the year, and they better not be. They're not a top 10 team.
We'll see. I got
So
Kentucky.
I got South Carolina there. Let's go number 14 NC State versus Florida State. Lost a tough one last week. They were
Who are you-
ranked, now they're unranked again.
Who are you going on this one?
I'm going NC State. I bet against them every single time, but they're looking pretty strong. I think they will. They might touch top 10. I don't know if they'll stay there for very long, but I think they have potential to touch a top 10.
You know, if NC State won last week, might seem confusing, but I would choose Florida State because they'd be on that winning high, and then they'd get stumbled up.
You mean if Florida State won last week?
No, NC
Oh.
State because NC State lost to Clemson. But I gotta go with NC State because I think they're
And that
gonna
was a
come
good
back mad.
game.
But yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. I think.
I think NC State's got a lot of talent this year. So, number 15 Wake Forest versus Army.
60 points by Wake Forest at least.
60. Well, I'll take a blowout, but I'm not going to 60. Wake Forest for sure here. So number 16 versus Notre Dame in Las Vegas, primetime game. What are your thoughts? So Actually, if you guys don't know, Notre Dame has about 70% chance to win this game.
Well, I think it's unpredictable completely. You have a BYU team who does great against a Baylor team and does good, and then will just get destroyed by an Oregon team. Like you don't know if BYU team's going to show up. And same with Notre Dame. They had an insane win on the road versus North Carolina, and that was a great win. They played amazing in that game, but then they lose to Marshall. So then, you don't. It's very unpredictable.
Notre Dame technically does have more like 4-star and 5-star to be counted that way. They have a lot more skill and talent, you could say. But I mean, let's talk about Las Vegas though. Do you think this is more of a home game for BYU or Notre Dame?
I mean, it's closer to BYU, but I wouldn't say it's more home game.
You think
I think they're barely more BYU fans, but since Notre Dame is also a church school, their fans travel very well.
So yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of fans in Allegiant Stadium this weekend. It's gonna be a great game. I'm gonna take BYU here though.
I'll take Notre Dame.
Taking Notre Dame for the upset. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, upset, questionable.
Yeah, I mean BYU is ranked. That's what I'm saying. So our next one, 2 undefeated teams. Everyone's kind of surprised about. Everyone loves writing this Kansas team. That's why. So we got number 17 TCU at number 19 Kansas. Pretty sure this is college game.
Yeah, college game day.
So
first time ever for college game day for football being in Kansas.
Yeah, and this is pretty crazy. Kansas is really inspirational this year. Can they hold this TCU team that's coming super strong? It's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be a great game.
Who do you think? Who are you choosing?
I'm riding the Jayhawks all the way. Kansas going undefeated this year. Not really, but I will take Kansas for this game, and I think they're gonna stay undefeated at least 1 or 2 more weeks. You're taking TCU.
No. I'll take Kansas. Just the magic that's going on there is hard to bet against.
And I think they're gonna lose at home on college game day.
It was at home too.
Yeah.
Atmosphere is gonna be insane.
Come on.
Yeah.
We got Kansas all the way.
If this is at TCU, I take TCU though.
Oh yeah, 100. I mean, not 100%, but I could might take TCU then as well. Let's talk number 20 Kansas State. I think they're now newly ranked.
Yeah, just be Oklahoma.
We got like a brand new top 25. We got a lot of guys coming in, a lot of teams. At Iowa State.
I got Kansas State.
Kansas State gonna hold that. They're undefeated still, correct?
No, I think they have 1 loss.
Oh, maybe they do. But I'm gonna take Kansas State here as well. I don't think it's gonna be much of a game. 21 Washington at Arizona State, coming off a tough loss from UCLA last week. Only dropping 6 spots, losing to an unranked team. I was kind of surprised about that. I
don't know.
You're thinking about Arizona State?
I'm not thinking about Arizona State, but I think Washington is still a good team even though they lost last week. I got Washington.
I did too. It's just weird they lost to UCLA. I definitely thought they would take that one, but I'm going to take Washington here as well. I don't think it'll be that close. I think Arizona State's not that good this year. Number 23, Mississippi State versus Arkansas. Arkansas is a struggling team. Dropped out of the top. Well, not struggling. They were top 25, and I think they dropped 2 in a row.
I mean, they just played Alabama though, and Alabama is insane. I think Arkansas is going to bounce back and beat Mississippi State.
I'm going to take Arkansas here as well. I think have your fun for 1 week, Mississippi State fans, but you guys are done after this, after losing to Arkansas here. So now newly ranked, I think 24 Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see them ranked again. People just wanted to get them out of the ranking so fast.
Oh, no, yeah.
I think they've been there.
Well, now people are liking Cincinnati again.
Yeah.
Versus South Florida. No chance of an upset.
I think there is. South Florida's offense is pretty well actually this year. Like if you saw them that BYU game, they got off to a slow start that very first game of the season, but then their offense started cooking. So I got Cincinnati, but in a close one.
I'm taking Cincinnati here. I think it'll be I don't think it'll be that close, but it'll be a good game, I think, for sure. And yeah, that's all our games for this week. Had a great week last week. Got a lot of exciting stuff this week. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're going to try and get that podcast out on Spotify, Apple Music, maybe Apple Podcasts as well. We're still working on that. But yeah, please, if you guys like these, like and subscribe. Anything else?
No.
All right.
Yeah, see you guys next week.
See you guys.